What's up, everyone? HSM Studios here, coming to you live from the Rootlines.net Minecraft server. As you can see in front of me, we have the Oracle of Transportation here.
Mario.
It will take you everywhere. In the background there, you can hear our server admin, Zendali. He operates and mans the server completely. This is him running around right here in front of me. We're going to check out the Ambrosia portion of the server today, just as, you know, one of the worlds that this is the survival world that they've built everything in survival mode with.
Like
Nothing was built in creative here, so that's the unique, amazing part about it that you guys are going to see. All of it's survival. I can attest to it. I watched it happen as it's been built over the time. I think it's successfully over a year for a lot of the stuff that they've been doing. But all right, the first place we're going to head over to is we're going to head over to Central Station, and then we'll go further from there. All right, well, Zendali, I'm giving you the tour. You know, show me around.
All right. So this is the central landing pad, obviously. Anytime you come in from Stagira, you're going to land there. And then our standard directional board here. Now, every area in the general vicinity of 1,000 coordinates square is connected with rail stations, or will be as soon as I build the rails. But all the stations are in place. This is the central station. And they all have a little bit different design. But they all have the same basic structure, just different materials. The rails, at least the starters for the rails, are in place. Central Station is only going to have 4 rails coming into it from each of the other stations. If you pick a minecart out of the box here, you can check out the mechanism. Place your cart, jump in, and hit the button. Now, you'll notice there's a piston that triggered on the floor there as you went through. That's actually an empty minecart detector. If you stand at the top of the stair area there, I'll show you how it works. Now, one of the problems with minecars is there's a constant possibility that somebody's going to put an empty minecart on the rail and it's going to stop an inbound traveler. In this particular case, normally the minecart will stop and get stuck. Here, push the car back down. And see, this will keep it from getting stuck in general. Normally they're supposed to drop down in there, but this one's being a pain. But one of the things it also does is it detects if there's somebody above, or but it generally keeps empty carts from going out.
Very cool.
And it does that with a tripwire that activates the piston. With the way minecarts work and the way the rail is laid out, a minecart with a person in it will actually go over the piston and continue, because it will activate that rail in front of it. But if you put a minecart on the rail, hop in and hit the button, you'll take the loop around and see the way we get everything working here. Every rail is an inbound and an outbound rail. Now, interestingly enough, you probably noticed you don't have a minecart anymore.
Oh, wow.
What it did is it took it from your inventory and placed it back in the rail box.
Nice.
This rail box is actually a set of piston pillars, or, hopper pillars, and has a capacity of about 400 minecars.
Oh, very cool. Now, do you have to restock those once once all 400 are used?
Well, the cool thing is anytime you use at least one, it will come back through. So, worst case scenario, if we ever run low, we can always walk back over and reactivate the other end of this thing and it'll fill itself up. There's also an access point on top that allows you to go through and put minecars in directly at the top.
Oh, okay.
the station also has a stable for people who ride in on horses and then ride out on the rail.
Very cool.
And you'll notice each station also has its own set of banners. Coming up to the second floor here, you'll be able to see the chandelier, the beacons, the promenade, and the area to fill the minecarts. Placing minecarts in those hoppers will send it down to the bottom, filling it up from the bottom up.
Oh, very cool.
There's also rooms up here that are, more or less starting hotel rooms for people. Standard ender chests and all your various little things. Place for people to start and get on their feet. Lay over between different transit points, etc. And you'll see we have the matched glass roof. Handy in the day, keeps things lit up. Looks kind of nice at night. The beacons are there mainly to be able to identify the station from a distance.
Kind of like a this is a safe haven sort of thing, right?
Pretty much. And if you give me a second, I will take us to one of the other stations so you can see the variance in the two.
All right. Now, just for you guys who don't know, while we're waiting for Zendali to take us over to the other station, Zendali and Symmetra, or Talitha, I think there she is on the server, as you guys can see in the listing. She and him are both the server admins for the Rootlines server. Rootlines, just a quick spiel of what that is. Rootlines is a genealogical company that was started by Talitha. It started back in 2000. Give me a second.
My teleport coordinate is not working correctly.
Oh, you're fine. I think it was started back in 2001, if I remember correctly, with what she has told me. But that is a genealogical company that you can check out at rootlines.net. That is available 24/7. Ever been interested in your history of your family, where you might come from? She also does professional genealogy work, so you might want to check that out. But back to Minecraft. Minecraft server is hosted by rootlines.net. It is available 24/7, 365 days a year.
Didn't kill me, but
no, I'm fine.
Okay, when I teleported in, I was in the floor. Not quite sure why the anchors do that every now and again.
That's okay.
So this is South Station. As you can see, the color scheme is considerably different. You'll also notice that the beacons are colored. So our Jesus beam lasers into the sky are all color-coded to match the station, so you can identify which station you're approaching from a distance. These stations also have considerably more rails, but they're all the same design. One in, one out. 4 on each side. This one only has 3 installed. The materials are all set to match. And likewise matching beacons and the banners and this one is considerably farther out from the rest. They are in 1,000 coordinate square, more or less. And if you give me just a second, we'll go to another one. I cannot hear you on TeamSpeak.
Makes sense. I think my mic was muted.
Yeah, beautiful.
It's a new headset. I've been getting used to it.
So this is North Station. Similar again in design. A little bit different decorating.
Oh, yeah.
This is so far the most complete of the stations, with all the lines in on all sides. Some of the mechanism still needs work, but otherwise it is in good shape.
Ah, fair enough.
And the idea behind these is that each station area, there will be settlements that will go out from it. You know, different lines will take you to different centralized settlement points. And then eventually there will be a line that goes in a big loop and connects all the other stations. And then, of course, there's the line that goes to Central. So off of any given station, there's a line to the other stations, a line to Central, and then a line to... or 6 lines out to the other areas. And dear, you may want to come check out North Station because it looks like all of your paintings popped.
I was wondering why they have paintings floating on the ground.
Didn't used to. Okay. So this one is a slightly different shade of wood, but still wood-based.
Very cool.
Now we're gonna get something a little different, though.
Alright.
This is East Station. A little more futuristic feel, a little more clean. Even though the design is exactly the same, it just seems like it's a little more cleaned up. The coloring is a big part of that.
Now, you were saying the stations themselves, are they all connected to each other, or will they have they just go out to villages?
Connected.
They will be?
Yeah, there's going to be a line that will come in and out of each station going to the other stations.
Oh, okay.
So you'll actually have 5 village connections, or 5 settlement connections. 1 inbound, 1 outbound, and then the one that goes down to Central. So any station will be connected to 2 other stations plus Central.
So just to quickly answer that question, Inky Kitty, the server right now is not publicly live. This is just going to be more of an advertisement for the server for when it does go live. Once that does, it will be featured with Rebel Heart Gaming as well as with RootLines.net that you will be able to have access to once you go through the survival, the starter world that they have here in the server itself. Now, very impressive. The server itself, this was built. Now, these stations, they were built all in survival, or was it done like via creative?
The stations themselves were built in survival. We are currently farming materials for the rail lines themselves.
Now that goes along with everything else that's here in the Ambrosia world, is that everything is built in survival. There was no creative use at all. Is that right?
Some of the base stuff, like the main entry points and the teleporters and such, were done in creative. But all of the transit and everything from here out is to be done in survival mode.
Oh, okay.
Basically, anything infrastructure related before the transit system was done in creative, just to get the server up and running.
Very cool.
So hopefully in the near future we'll have all the lines put in and things will be operational. Right now getting around is a matter of horses and a lot of time.
Makes sense. Now right now the server as it goes is a private server that's just for Root Lines and of course the RHG crew. Any ETA on when you plan to open it for public, or if there's going to be an application process, anything on that?
Sorry, I'm consulting with legal to get the official. Otherwise known as talking over my shoulder with my wife. Okay. The server itself, the main world, is actually a full access public world. You can only get to Stagira to begin with. Access to this world, Andromeda, is limited based on ability to pass our entry exam, which is more or less just to prove we can trust you and prove that you're able to navigate without blowing yourself or the things around you up, since it is a survival world. That's a simple little go through it test that we can probably demonstrate to people here in a little bit. The IP of the server I can give you to put up a little bit later here.
Alright.
And then we can get people in.
Cool. Very awesome. So for those of you who didn't catch that, it looks like they are opening up the private, or not the private, but the very starter world for people to actually have access to. The rest of the worlds will still be limited based off, your ability to perform in the survival world, as well as we'll eventually be opening the creative world as well, based off of the character and the people who enjoy playing Minecraft. So you'll be seeing that post here on the stream or on the channel very shortly. It'll be in the description beneath the video feed. Now, besides the stations here, what else do we currently have on the Ambrosia world?
Andromeda, you mean?
Yeah, Andromeda. Sorry. For those of you who don't know, there are four worlds that are currently connected to the server itself. Ambrosia is Rebel Heart Gaming's Minecraft
There you go. That should
creative
show on the
world
stream,
strictly. Go ahead and bring that back up for you guys so you guys can see it again. I will also be adding it to the chat as well for you guys to be able to see it as well.
Or put it on your stream. Also on this server is the village of Rosewood and Rosewood Castle, which is one of the original large settlements that we put together here, done completely in survival mode. We had a major server malfunction and we had to bring it back, but the original structure was all completely built in survival. All the materials were manually farmed and took quite a long time to get it put together. So if you give me just a second, I will take us up there.
Very cool. I'm not sure if my microphone was coming through earlier for you guys here watching the stream. Just in case you guys didn't hear me, though, the server itself is hosted by rootlines.net. Rootlines.net is a genealogical company founded by Talitha. Talitha is the head genealogist for the server. She's also the CEO of the company. Genealogy, for those of you who don't know, is the research of family trees. It discovers where your family comes from. Just the different things that you can find out with your family. It never ceases to amaze you. That can always be seen at rootlines.net. The server here, though, for Minecraft is always available 24/7, 365 days a year. If the server does go down for some, whatever reasons, it's usually back up within an hour of it going down. I've never had issues with it, and I've been playing on it personally for about 3 to 4 years now. For those of you who are aware of myself, though, I'm with Rebel Heart Gaming. RHG is a community that is strictly for family and close friends.
Okay.
It's associated with myself.
These are the main gates of Rosewood. This is to the outer village. Since it is a survival server, we try to safeguard everywhere. The one piece of the entire place that was not done in survival is the mechanism for these gates, and similar gates throughout the city. Because of the use of command blocks needed to do it, it had to be done in creative. The structures were built in survival, all the materials were built in survival, but the command blocks were laid in creative and programmed that way.
Even
for teleporters.
Even if it was done in creative just to have the command blocks, it doesn't take away from the fact that this was built in survival mode. I think it just adds to the creative featureality of the city itself.
Yeah, I mean, it took us about 2 years to get this put together. We've moved things around a little bit, had to restructure some things, rebuild others. Over here we have the school with play yard.
That's a jungle gym. That's cool.
At one time, the grounds were protected from creepers with cats.
Now, do you still have to protect the grounds with the cats, or is it well lit enough now?
Parts of it are well lit enough. I think we still have cats in some areas, and you'll have to forgive me. I'm actually not familiar with all of the buildings.
Oh, you're fine. I'd hope that Talitha would come join us and actually give us this grand tour.
This is the hospital. Most of the buildings are labeled, thank God. But this is the main Rosewood Hospital. If you give a minute, Talitha will be here.
Alright, cool.
We also have a little farm here.
Before we move on, I just want to show off the hospital real fast, guys. The hospital itself was originally designed for when we have villagers who either get sick and become zombified, just so that that there's a way to cure them and bring them back to actually being real-life villagers. Or at least that was the intentional design of the hospital, from what I was told. Man, this is awesome. And of course, now you see the hospital is equipped with a basic ender chest. Ender chests, for if you guys don't know, are accessible throughout the entire server and are server restricted. So for those of you who may be, malicious intent wanting to cheat, take stuff from the creative world to the survival world, yeah, you can't do that. Nice try.
Yeah, inventories are managed. We don't allow inventory transfer between worlds.
Yeah. Some extra storage up here.
Yep, tons. And then this is the reception area and everything, of course.
The doctor, I'm sick.
And then, of course, we got the farm over here. Just a basic little farm for the village. Ability to create a fair amount of food quickly. And then this is the blacksmith shop. This is a personal design of mine, put together. You got your little blacksmith well over here and lava pit for destroying things. And then inside here is actually a large auto furnace system. You've got input and output bin over here, or sorry, input and fuel bin, and depending on which levers are flipped or which furnaces will be fed. It is a fall through system, so there's no way to actually stop a single furnace in the middle. But like, let's say you've got 12 stacks of stuff and you want it to go, you can turn on the furnace over here and then slowly step back as it starts to load them, and it will load all 12 furnaces, one stack each.
Oh, very cool.
And of course, there's just mechanism back here. It's all hopper lines and silliness.
It's actually really cool to get to see the behind-the-scenes stuff too with it, just to see how it all actually operates. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's a simple fall through. The switches just prevent whether or not the system feeds. It's fed fuel no matter what, and then there's hoppers underneath that automatically pull the stuff out of the furnace into the chests. And then we've got examples of all the classic armor types.
Yeah, the official armor for Rosewood, or at least I know the officer colors were the gold, and it's supposed to be like what's it? I think enchanted. Oh, we have Talitha.
Hello. Hold on, I'm trying to instruct her quickly on the use of TeamSpeak.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hello, hello.
So I'll let her to take over on the grand tour here, and she actually knows what all this stuff is.
All right, cool.
Okay, I don't know exactly what to say here. I don't typically talk on Twitch, so. Rosewood is my baby. It's been my baby for about 2 years. Well, a little over 2 years now. Rosewood started as a Google search for a castle wall design, and it became what you see now. I think they've shown you guys the hospital and the blacksmith shop. We have some random farms. If you follow me up here, you will see Nightmare's house along with his fiance, Maury. This is a design that literally came out of my head at 3 o'clock in the morning. And for those who don't know, Nightmare is actually my son in real life. So I made their house pretty special. Everything in Rosewood has some kind of meaning. I don't know, it's just, I don't see the point of building something that's just something. So, no one on Andromeda is allowed to build inside Rosewood's gates. However, all citizens of Andromeda are allowed to petition to become residents of Rosewood, and I will personally build them a house if they do so. Anyways, behind you, you will see Zendali's birthday fountains and mine from this year that I built for him for his birthday present. My husband gets amazing structures for his birthday. And if you come with me this way, I will show you more.
Ah, there's an air balloon above the Citadel. Look at that. Ah, that's awesome.
You can see over up to the left there, the castle itself, which is considered a private structure, so we don't generally tour in there. You can see the balloon floating over top.
This is the nether portal for all worlds in Chalcis, except for Andromeda, which has its own nether and its own end due to the fact that it's creative. And I'm not going to walk you all around this place. This place is, Rosewood is huge, but if you come over this way and look over here, the gates you see here are our north gates. Apparently we're getting shot at by something. And apparently Nightmare is running around trying to kill things.
So is I.
But anyways, the wood structure over here is our fishing shack that is equipped with fishing tools and things like that if people need to go fishing. And the big gray structure you are seeing behind the fishing shack is one of our residents' homes. She found a blueprint of a house that she liked on coolhouseplans.com, and we made it a Minecraft house. And if you come this way, the tour will continue.
Stand by, guys, while we get some of these monsters out of our path.
Creepers are a big problem for survival servers, unfortunately. This is one of the reasons that residents of Andromeda have to pass the arena to make sure that they don't blow up things very often. Now, we know that accidents still happen, but we prefer they get taken care of.
For those of you who are just tuning in, be advised, this is the live stream from the rootlines.net Minecraft server. The Minecraft server has a basic survival realm that is open to the public. You can view that and join that realm at the link I'm about to paste here for you guys, just so you guys can have access to that.
Anyway,
my friends here at Lunar Gaming, you guys are more than welcome to be access to that as well. You guys will be treated just as regular citizens on the server itself. All you do is put the link in, and you're good to go.
Over here we have a tree farm that I had laid out. There's been a slight modification. I plan on putting all the torches in the ground under glass, just because it's kind of a pain in the ass once it's fully planted, because it grows pretty much as a solid block of wood with some, leaf line.
So this is the original treehouse design that I've seen before. It was lower on the ground. I remember before you guys moved it, and it's just loaded with trees.
Yep. In fact, I'll plant it now while you guys are out touring around, and that way you can see what it looks like when it's done.
All right. Until I'm not sure where I lost you at here. I'm over at the woodcutter's hut.
I'm at the blacksmith shop.
Oh, okay.
So come in between your house and the tree farm.
And keep in mind, I'm planning this at medium density, so it's only going to have about half of what it normally does.
Over here to our right, you'll see one of the farmhouses that we have here in Rosewood. We are eventually going to have someone occupying this house, and they will be our main farmer, in which case people will trade for the things that they need. However, many of our homes do have small farms for the residents that live in those homes. But this is one that was built with the idea of having a huge farm that the resident of this home can become our main farmer and trade for crops.
Now, something to point out for anybody that wants to join the server, we are very strict on griefing, simply because the main worlds are not protected in any way, shape, or form. Infrastructure is protected, but homes and residents aren't, so we take griefing very seriously. If you are shown to be intentionally griefing somebody or destroying other structures, we will probably ban you.
This house right here, whenever Nightmare catches up, is a house I built for my sister and my nephew who play. And it's modeled off of the Addams Family house from the original TV series. Now, normally, that's not a big deal. That, people are like, oh, cool, that's kind of neat, you copied a TV house. But one of the things that I'm excessively excited about with this is the glass-roofed kitchen. This was my first attempt at a room with a glass roof in the back.
Put your galoshes on.
Yes, apparently it decided to rain on us. We do allow children to play on the server with their parents' permission. Usually we require that the parents are playing with them. So, but we do keep our server minor friendly. We do not allow massive swearing. And we also ask that any type of sexual innuendos are kept in private whispers. And if I'm showing you something that Zendalia has already shown you, please by all means say so, and we'll just move on.
You're fine. We can go to the other side of here. I've already seen the schoolhouse, which is really awesome, by the way. I didn't see this building until today.
Oh, cool. That was actually in the original server before we had the hard drive crash.
Not the jungle gym though.
No, the jungle gym is new. This is Rosewood's Town Hall. All residents of Rosewood are required to check in here. And in this chest that I'm in front of right now, you will see a sign that says Rules for Rosewood. There are books that were written that have the rules for this place in here. All residents need to have a copy of it. Upstairs, I won't take you up there, is general storage for repairs on any buildings in Rosewood. It houses chests for stone brick and the woods that we use to build here. This is the Rosewood Assistance Center. Anything that we end up with an overload on in the castle or in our residents end up with in their private homes goes here, and people are welcome to take what they need. We ask that people don't take everything, obviously, but if you're building a barn and you run out of oak and there happens to be the 6 planks that you need in here, feel free to take them.
Now, this recovered version of the server hasn't been up very long, so most of the chests are kind of barren at the moment.
Right. We experienced a server crash about a couple months ago, and we've had to put all this back from various copies of things.
Yay for backups.
This is the church that we have in Rosewood. This is not a religious structure, so to speak, as a lot of our residents are not religious at all. It's here mostly because of the graveyard, because as Nightmare has mentioned, we do run a genealogy service as well, and I am a professional genealogist, so I have this thing about creating graveyards and things like that.
Now, have you gotten the names back on the stones back here yet, or are they, or is it still, oh, yep, yeah, you have.
Some of them are back, some of them are not yet. I still need to get with a couple of people to create them. One thing that's unique about Rosewood's graveyard, the outer graveyard out here is designed for actors that we have admired, shows that we watch, that have passed, people who've passed away that starred in those shows. I am a huge fan of Little House on the Prairie. Every main actor that starred in Little House on the Prairie that has passed away is represented here by their real name and their years of birth and death. And we have some Star Trek stuff. We have some Bonanza, just various different shows and things like that. The friars that are listed in our graveyard are actually funny little sayings. I think we have a friar, Brock Lee, and that kind of thing. Inky is asking, would we need permission to build something, or do you just get a spot and you build whatever you want on it? Inky, on Stagira, which is our starter world, you are free to build wherever you want. The rules for Andromeda, which is our survival server where Rosewood is, you can build anywhere you want within, but it has to be at least 25 coordinates away from somebody else's structure. That way we are trying to eliminate the possibility of griefing and or people building on top of each other.
That, and as you can see from our projects, we tend to sprawl out a little bit.
No one is allowed to build a structure in Rosewood itself within the gates of Rosewood except for myself or members of the royal family of Rosewood. However, Rosewood is 200 by 200 coordinates on each side, so out of my entire Minecraft server, that's not a whole lot of space. So there's still plenty of space to build on the survival server. Back here we have some music legends that I particularly like. I have no problem adding more if people request them. This is the mausoleum. In this structure, we have what looks like, I guess, a typical mausoleum would for the most part. These are members of our real-life family and or friends that have passed away. We've put them here to honor them.
Just out of curiosity, what is the Twitch address for the stream?
The current Twitch address for the stream is twitch.tv/priest0802. And is also in the chat below for you, sir.
Up here, you will start to see some of our friars' tombs that are just funny little sayings. Like here, we have Friar MT Tomb. Night, I'm out in the graveyard up by the church.
Lost in the graveyard maze. There we go.
I actually had her put doors in on the edges of the gates so that you could get in and out of the graveyard.
And there's some more funny little things. Now, if I got bored one day, and down in the basement of the church are the actual tombs of the former kings and queens of Rosewood that I've just created for the heck of it. Over here we have Rosewood's village stables. We have a tack room right here that has, or will have, supplies for horses and things like that as we get them. We did lose a lot of materials in the server crash, so we're still replacing those. We have a horse jumping track in the center. There are private residents of Rosewood. Their horses are in the stables. They're labeled. Some of them have armor on them, some of them don't. Right here, this particular horse was won by Princess Malchior via a contest. It is actually one of the skeletal horses. Every now and then we do host contests for our residents, and they can win things that can only be spawned.
And your horse is still in here somewhere too.
Yeah, right here.
Yep. We do have empty stalls in the stables for additional residents, and I am Rosewood's chief horse breeder. I have a collection that I will show you momentarily of every horse in the game that was caught naturally in the wild.
This is one hell of a storm.
Yeah, it is.
And if you come out, we will continue the tour. Alright, okay. Apparently the gods are not pleased with my husband right now and want to strike him dead with lightning.
I was gonna say, I think they're trying to kill me or something.
Alright.
We've lost Nightmare in just a second.
Okay. This has been going on for a while, so I'm gonna wrap up.
I'm melting.
If you look in this general direction this way, we won't go all the way down there. There's private residences down there, different styles of houses, cattle farms, sheep farms, stuff like that. I'm going to show you my recently created park, and then we will wrap up with the piece de la resistance, if you'll excuse my French
Je ne peux parler français?
Yeah, I suck at French. Anyway, this park in here that I'm taking you to now is, I'm gonna say it, it is a memorial park to my genealogy mentor who taught me everything I know about genealogy. And I built this in her memory. She passed away before my youngest son was born. And for our last stop on the tour, at least for tonight, I am going to introduce you guys to Rosewood's racetrack.
Probably best to go around the other side.
Okay. Rosewood's racetrack is built facing the south gates, so that people don't have to go all the way through the village in order to get to it. Do not blow those creepers up.
Wasn't planning on it.
Right?
I've passed the test.
I am excessively protective over Rosewood.
I don't typically do this, but because we're streaming.
So one of the things I want to throw out there for you guys as well is when I say I passed the test, one of the things that we do from the starter world over to the actual survival world, the starter world and the survival world are both survival worlds that are based here on the server. The starter world is for players who have not yet proven themselves to be capable of being able to manage against creepers and things that go boom. We wanted to make sure that there's a way to ensure the survivability of the structures that have been built on the survival world. So the starter world is kind of like that buffer to make sure people get used to being able to play in survival mode, while at the same time experiencing the same fun amongst everybody else who plays on the server itself. Just a heads up, there's a creeper up there.
Already saw it.
Awesome.
Okay.
Anyway, this is Rosewood's racetrack. I am massively into horses, and I like the horses that they have in game. So this is our racetrack, and Zendalia is going to run up there and show you guys how this works, I think.
Yep.
He creates the redstone mechanisms for this world because I suck at redstone.
Now, typically, the way it starts is there's a call to post button, which would normally play music, but I think it's all screwed up at the moment, so I'm not going to embarrass myself by showing that. Then the starting agent sets the gates, which shows where your rails are at. Then we bring up the lanes themselves, which locks the horses in the lanes. And then we start the countdown. The gates open, and then they close, and everything resets.
Very cool.
And inside this building is my collection of horses. There are different hallways for different horses. I'm not going to take you through each and every one of them, but I have a breeding pair of every type of horse in game that can be caught in the wild. So if you decide if you are playing with us and you decide that you want a horse, I will breed it for you. I do have prices set depending on the type of horse you want.
Very cool so far.
This is more or less Rosewood.
Okay, so apparently I have half of it fixed.
Oh. Alright, hold on guys. guys, let me pause my sound here just so everyone can hear that again. I'm going to drop down my, my actual audio noise. Options, sound. Turn the weather off here. If you go ahead and play that sound for us again. Awesome.
Yeah, that's only half of it, and there's a couple of notes that are off, but I had to reprogram the entire thing. If you want, I'll take you to the mechanism that actually runs all that.
Sure, we can check that out. And one of the things I saw a minute ago that I don't think you guys got to see here in the stream. Oh, there's Creeper. One of the things you guys didn't get to see in the stream itself was the Mage Tower. The Mage Tower oversits on the other side of the castle here. I don't think I have the FB. I don't have the view range up for it right now. Oh, no, it's right here. Okay, I'm just blind. But that is the Mage Tower for Rosewood. Potions, enchantments, that sort of stuff, that's where that occurs. And let's see here. You went down, Zen?
Up.
Oh, up. Yeah, okay. I know where it is.
Now, something about the Mage Tower that you guys may find if you are a big Planet Minecraft fan. I did Google, or Planet Minecraft, I guess, a Mage Tower, and that is the exact Mage Tower you will find on Planet Minecraft, but it has some major changes to it, the inside structure, and the outside structure has been altered as well. I've changed the woods and some of the basic designs on the outside because it didn't work for Rosewood.
And what you guys are seeing here is just part of the command block system, as well as the redstone system that powers the ability to give the sound off for the call to arm? No.
Call to post.
Call to post, that's what it is.
Oh, you're in the other pavilion.
Yeah, I'm on the other side. And I'll give you guys a better shot of that Mage Tower real fast while I'm thinking about it.
Now, you'll also notice, and I think some of it's actually broken. Yeah, definitely broken. All the lighting in here is automatic as well, but I'll have to go up on the roof and try and fix that.
Ah, okay. So this will be lit, this will be lighted up, so you guys won't be just running around here in like a dark stadium to see the horses race.
No, it actually lights up based on how light or dark it is outside.
Very cool.
Yeah, when we copy and pasted it back in after the server crash, it broke some of the redstone circuitry and such. So I'll have to get ladders out and go up and fix it here in a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. It kind of finally stops raining for the calm of the storm. Awesome.
There you go. But this is more or less Rosewood with the exception of the castle itself, and the castle itself does not typically get shown because it is a private residence.
One of these days.
That's definitely alright. What we'll do is we'll save the castle, maybe that hot air balloon some other time for a show, as well as the Mage Tower, and then maybe tour some of the outer regions here for Rosewood and the realm here on the Rootline server. But guys, this is Priesto802 with HSM Studios coming to you live from the Rootlines.net Minecraft server. The information will be found in the description as well as the chat below. Feel free to check that out. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream today. You guys have a good one. Thanks for watching.
Peace.